currently have a character test
Yes.
that the immigration minister can use to ban someone entering the country. Just remind us what that actually involves. You brought it along.
Yeah, look, I did bring it along. Basically, the Minister for Immigration has a pretty broad discretion, and anyone who needs a visa to come into Australia, and there are obviously a range of visa classes, anyone who needs a visa can have this test applied to them, and on the Immigration Department's website it gives a couple of the criteria.
Obviously, if you're a criminal, you don't get in.
That's right, or you may not. It's a discretion for the Minister. Your past and present or general conduct shows you're not of good character. For example, if there's a risk you would harass or molest somebody, you fail the character test. And look, we would argue that the proper place to have this test applied in the context of foreign leaders or leaders of foreign governments is actually for the Parliament to be able to make this decision, because we just don't have confidence.
But are you suggesting basically Donald Trump would not pass that character test?
I'm suggesting categorically he would fail
which part of it?
Well, he's a self-confessed molester of women, for a start, and he's green-lighted sexual assaults on women.
Well, as you know, he's called that locker room talk or words to that effect.
I've seen the footage of him saying it, and I don't want to say the words because I find them...
But he has not been found in a court to be a molesterer, to be clear.
He's been caught on camera describing a physical advance to women.
And I'm not defending or excusing that at all, but I'm just saying he's tried to put context around those comments.
Yes, and I don't accept that context, but look, we believe, the Greens believe...
You think he's a molesterer?
I think grabbing a woman by the genitals is without permission is absolutely molesting. Yes, I do. All right. And I think of itself that's a character.
But there's a difference between talking about or bragging about it and doing it.
He's bragged about doing it. So, but look, so there's that issue, but there's also his xenophobia, his racism, for example, mocking people with disabilities, his contempt and undermining of the rule of law in the United States. Like that sort of stuff goes to Trump's character.
Well, the rule of law, okay, well, let's take that. There are other world leaders who don't have very good rule of law in their countries.
That's true.
China, for example, does not have a transparent judicial system, and we have Australians detained there right now, Crown employees who have not been charged, have been detained for months. Would you say the Chinese president should not come to Australia?
I actually protested against President Xi when he arrived in Tasmania.
There you go. Should he be banned from entering?
Yes. And there are other global leaders that we
So you would say ban the Chinese leader as well?
Absolutely.
What about the Indonesian?
China has a horrendous record of human rights abuse. The Israeli Prime Minister has horrendous
What about the Indonesian president who the Indonesians executed to Australia?
David, the point that we're making...
Would you ban him as well?
Well, the point that we're making here, if I could just be clear, is that we want the Parliament to have... So we're not asking for the Greens to make this decision. We're not asking for any party or any MP to be able to make the decision. But look, these decisions are currently made inside Peter Dutton's head. So why... Okay, but to be clear, why are you saying you want to ban on Donald Trump? Sounds like you're saying you want to ban on the Chinese president, the US president, the Israeli Prime Minister, possibly the Indonesian president. What we're moving for is to provide that Parliament can make the ultimate determination. Now, whether or not any particular leader is banned under the proposal that we're putting forward will be a matter for Parliament. Your vote would be, your position would be on various, ban all of them. Not ban all of them. There are, but all of those ones I mentioned. Well, ones that fail the character test. And remember, this is a character test that already exists, and it's applied inside Peter Dutton's head. And look, it wouldn't surprise me at all if Peter Dutton was one of Trump's biggest fanboys. I've got no doubt that he is, and we have no confidence that Dutton will accurately apply these criteria. So we think let's have the debate in the Parliament, in front of the Australian people, in front of you guys, in the media. We can all put our views on the record, and Parliament can make a decision. It's very similar to our position on Parliament having the final say about whether Australia should go to war. What does it achieve in the end if you're to ban Donald Trump from entering Australia? It might make you feel good. What good does it do Australia? Well, the good that it would do Australia is to help us in what the Greens have been strongly arguing needs to happen, and that is to reframe and reset our relationship with the US. And that's on the basis of okay, and that's a fair point. But the travel ban itself, saying he can't enter Australia, I mean, I assume you're not saying you're worried he's going to molest women in Australia, or... Well, I wouldn't have any confidence that he wouldn't, personally, given what I've seen of his character. You don't think... You think there is... You are seriously saying the President of the United States of America coming to Australia might molest women? Well, he's got a track record of it. I mean, he does not have a rap sheet bragging about it. Yes, and I'm not defending that. By the way, there are numerous sexual assault claims working their way through the American judicial system right now against Donald Trump. Right now, numerous. working their way through the court system in the United States right now. But look, these are the debates, and you and I might have a different view. That's actually fine. Other people in the parliament might have a different view, but let's have the debate out in the open instead of some sort of murky place inside Peter Dutton's head.